Welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, John Zimkus. Our first guests are three gentlemen from the Lebanon Theater Company, Kurt Percy, Wayne Dunn, and Bob McLean. Now, Wayne, you were here about April, I think, and we were talking about the new season, and we're a little bit beyond the middle of the season. And how's it going so far?
It's going very well. We've got great crowds, great responses from what we've been doing. We're in the middle of our next to last show here, and it's called Souvenir. And it's a story of Florence Foster Jenkins, who was a noted socialite in New York and had concerts that people can't believe in. And her best friends would be the ones invited, like Cole Porter and some of those kind of people. They would be the ones that would be invited for these displays. If you're thinking of the movie, it's not the same.
Okay.
There is a movie version, but it's not the same as that. It's a different kind of thing. So
now, I was thinking of a movie, but I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of Citizen Kane and Charles Foster Kane's wife when she sang. I mean, are we talking somebody who had clout, who had connections, but didn't have a voice?
Yes.
But
she had a voice. It just was very unusual. And her view of the scale was not what most people would consider the right scale. So
now, when we're recording this, we're right in between the two weekends Souvenir is playing. Now, you still have a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday performance.
Correct.
Right? Now, the Sunday is a matinee.
That's right, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. And the other ones are 8?
7:30.
7:30, okay.
We've gone with the trend a little bit earlier so people aren't out quite as late.
Okay. Now, after this, your next performance, your next production is a famous book and a famous movie. Mm-hmm. And what's that going to be, Kurt?
That's going to be The Bridges of Madison County, so based on the New York Times bestseller and the movie with Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep, although this is the musical version. Hopefully our voices are a little bit better than Meryl Streep and Clint Eastwood, but it's a really beautiful musical by Jason Robert Brown and a great story that a lot of people know. So
no, I have heard her sing a couple of times, and she's not bad.
Not as bad as Clint, that's for sure.
No. Now, yeah, it's a musical, and how big a cast do you have in that? Because that's mostly two people.
It is, yeah. Most of the show is just two people and a couple of people in their orbit. We do have an ensemble in this show, so the cast ends up being right around 15 or so.
Okay.
So we got a really good cast for this one. I'm very excited about it.
And when is this going to be?
So we open the first weekend in November, and then the second weekend in November will be the second weekend. So.
Oh, fantastic. Now, another reason you're here is a capital campaign. Who wants to tell me about, or tell us about that, and what you're looking for and what you want to do?
Well, I'm the treasurer of the board, so I guess that falls to me. So we're looking to raise $115,000 this year. It's the first time we've had a major capital campaign in several years now. There's a lot of necessary upgrades to the theater we want to make. You know, we've really focused the last several years on kind of funneling our funds towards the product on stage. Now we're really kind of pivoting to focus on the audience experience. So, you know, we get a lot of feedback from our patrons. We try to make the experience as good for them as possible. So we know there's some things we need to fix. Our air conditioning being number one, and then our lighting being number two. We're hoping to raise enough money to switch from incandescent to LED light fixtures, which will help cool the place off and also make for a much nicer picture on stage. So.
Now, can you buy incandescent bulbs still for a theater production?
It's pretty hard.
The director of this current show, Saul Kapman, said that our instruments are left over from an experiment of Edison's.
Yeah. Yeah, we purchased the lights that we currently have are at least 20 years old, and we did not buy them brand new when we had some of them. So it's becoming harder and harder to fix and find lenses and bulbs and things like that to replace them. So.
Now, the theater company owns the building they're in, correct?
We do.
Now, did you buy it about 20 years ago?
No, we actually only bought the building back in 2019. So that was the last time we had a major fundraising effort like this. We got great response from the community to help us, support us in buying the facility. That's been a huge cost savings for us, owning versus renting.
Yeah.
But it does come with some, the upkeep's on us now.
Yes,
So it comes
yeah.
with some unexpected repairs and things.
Yeah.
But-
So you did move in about 20 years ago, right?
Well, previously we were in the old shoe factory building for many years,
Mhm.
and then we moved into our current facility over on Mechanic Street in 2000 and I want to say 2010. Sound about right?
Right.
I think you're right.
Around 2010. So
Now, Bob, what's the advantage of having LED lights over incandescent?
Well, there's several. The one is for the audience, it's heat. If we can get the heat down, it helps the air conditioning and everything else, makes the whole experience better. The performance improvement is the fact that we have color shading. Right now, if you have lights, you need to put a gel in front of the old lights. The new ones have color mix. They can change colors very easily from the light board. So
I
it
didn't
makes
know
the
that.
production capability a whole lot brighter, a whole lot nicer to change and modify. So it's
Now-
really great.
Overall, LED is more expensive, right? But it lasts longer. I'm
Yes.
thinking of conventional light bulbs here.
Oh,
Now.
absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, they have a longer life. They have more control from the standpoint of what kind of brightness you have. They call it temperature. So they talk about Kelvin temperature and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, basically you can change the intensity quite easily with LEDs.
Now, reading up on you becoming here, there are various ways that people can give to the theater company. And one of them involves Kroger's, I think.
yeah, so there's a Kroger Community Rewards program. So you can sign up at your local Kroger, and they give us a portion of anything you spend at Kroger. A portion of that comes back to the theater. We get quarterly checks from them, mostly from Jay Mills. He spends a lot at Kroger, so.
Now, how difficult it is to sign up for that?
Very simple. Usually they just need a phone number, your name, and links to your Kroger Plus card. So pretty simple.
Now, plus you're a nonprofit, is that correct?
That's correct.
So any kind of money given to the theater company is a tax deduction.
That's correct.
Okay, well, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, you're also, we were talking briefly before we started recording that you're going to have a gala.
We are. Yeah, we've gone a few years now where we haven't really done a major gala event like we've done in the past. This year, we are going to have a gala in December. That's going to be kind of the capstone of our capital campaign effort. Hopefully, it'll be a fun affair where we tell everyone that we shot past our fundraising goal. And one of the fun things that we're doing this year, we actually have a partnership. And the first 25 people that give $1,000 or more to our capital campaign this year will get a black tie catered dinner next door to the theater right before that gala event. So we'll have a pre-show dinner over there for the first 25 people. So, first 25 people that give us $1,000 get that. And if there's more beyond that, we'll add seats. We'll pull up a folding chair for you.
Now, you do have corporate sponsors, right?
We do. We have a handful of corporate sponsors. First National Bank is our season sponsor. Typically, the last several years in a row, we're really grateful for their support, and we have a number of other sponsors as well.
Oh, good. Now, is there anything else the viewers should know about the theater company? Do you have plans for what you're going to do next season?
We do. Yeah, we already have our 2024 and our 2025 season planned.
Oh, that's
so
impressive.
the 2024 season will be announcing here. It'll actually probably be announced during Bridges of Madison County. So come out and see the show if you want to get the inside scoop. And then the 2025 season will be announced actually early during the 2024 season. So.
Well, I imagine I'll see some of you back here
Yes.
in the fall, and we'll hear about the new season.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else we should tell the viewers about the campaign?
I would just say we've been here almost 30 years now. LTC's going on 30 years. We really need the support of our community right now more than ever. Since COVID, we've seen, everybody had a hard time during the pandemic, theaters especially, because we were shut down. But, since we've come back, we've really seen a significant dip in revenue and the number of people coming. I think people just got out of the habit of going out and seeing shows, doing things like that. So we want to let everybody know we're back, we're open for business. So, please come out and support your local theater.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Kurt, Wayne, and Bob, thank you for being here. And if you want to see some great performances, go to the Theater Company Souvenir. still playing this weekend, and in November, the musical Bridges of Madison County. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. Our guests now are Carrie Ingram from the Lebanon Chamber, Michael Cook, and Marianne O'Neill from Soul Sidekick Boutique here in Lebanon. Now, Carrie, the last time you were here, which I think was May, you were the interim director of the Lebanon Chamber, and congratulations.
Thank
now
you.
You're the permanent director.
Thank you.
And we were talking about a festival that time, and we're going to be talking about a festival this time.
Yes.
And which festival is coming up?
So we're going to discuss Feast and Folly. I can't believe it's time already since we talked about Country Music Festival that now we're talking about Feast and Folly.
Now, when is the Feast and Folly?
September 23rd. So it's that third weekend on Saturday from 10 to 6.
Okay. Now, where will it be located?
We are actually going to try to expand a little bit this year. So we're going to start at Mulberry and Broadway, and we're going to work all the way up around Bicentennial Park to Cherry Street. And we're going to take that turn at Cherry Street and go on down to Main, which is also exciting because you easily cross over Main and you can jump into the Handmade Festival. So they have a lot of vendors there, which I know my friend Mike's going to talk about here shortly.
No, Mike, I'm going to ask you a question about the Lebanon Homemade Festival. Now, Marianne, I understand your voice is not in the best shape today.
Right.
But you're the owner, is that
Yes.
correct, of Soul Sidekick Boutique. Now, you have homemade jewelry and other crafts, but the Homemade Festival is 4 years old. And what can we expect at that, Mike?
Well, we started the Handmade Festival. We started it about 4 years ago when during COVID, and we decided we'd have a little festival outside. We have pretty good sized property, and bring people in and give them an opportunity, artists and crafters, to give them an opportunity to set up and sell their wares and that kind of thing during kind of the tough times, of COVID. And it was so popular and we had so much interest, we've been expanding it every year. So this year we've gone from about 25 crafters and artists. This year we're going to have close to 50. And the other thing that's exciting for us is that the city is going to close Cherry Street, South Cherry, on that block between Main and South, and we're expanding into the street. We have so many vendors now. And every year we've worked a little bit with Feast and Folly, with the Chamber, to coordinate because we can each benefit from the folks that come, to see one or the other festival. And the other thing is the city put up a walk light on that corner. So now, as a lot of people know, there's a lot of traffic on Main Street. Now we have a way to easily get people back and forth and across, and we're working closely with the Chamber on that.
Now, Carrie, the two are virtually touching one another, so it's all like one large festival, or technically it's
Yes.
two. Now, what can we expect at Feast and Folly? What kind of booths will they have there?
Yeah, so we kind of have cultivated these booths. We're still accepting vendor applications just because we're expanding a little bit more so we can accept more vendors this year. And that's all on the website, LebanonChamber.org. You go to the Feast and Folly event, you can click the link and sign up there. But our booths are very interesting this year, very crafty. We have great food, of course, and we also support our downtown Lebanon, the restaurants, the shops. Everyone has to be decorated for fall. So that's something super unique about our festival is if you have a booth downtown, we require you to decorate it for fall. Two of our sponsors this year, Bricker Graydon is a sponsor to help us pull this together. We always value their support. And then a new sponsor coming in this year is the Black Barn. They've not been a sponsor in the past that I'm aware of for Feast and Folly. and we are excited to welcome them. They've agreed to help us decorate for the festival. We'll have tables open in Bicentennial Park that's decorated for fall, photo booth opportunities. We have a lot of really great things happening for Feast and Folly this year.
Now, will there be something for the kids to do?
We do have a kids zone. We're working on getting the finalized details of all of the kids zone. We're hoping to maybe bring in some painted pumpkins and just some really fun crafts, cool ideas for the kids. Definitely family friendly. You want to bring your kids. You want to get the photos done. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, anything special going on in Bicentennial Park?
Yes, Sam Deary. I know we all love his music. We love to watch him play. We are so excited to bring him aboard for Feast and Folly. We're hoping to get him set up in Bicentennial Park to kind of help everybody gather around the tables, just kind of gather with everybody, your friends. I know this small community, we all come together in large numbers. So being able to enjoy the day, fingers crossed that we're going to have great weather. I know we are. So excited for that, and really excited that we can really drive home our partnership with these two and bring it on around Cherry and on down to South Cherry.
No, Michael and Mary Ann, you're from Soul Sidekick Boutique. Now, this is at 203 East Main Street.
Correct.
Now, you've been there for a few years now, and you have something which I mentioned this earlier to you before we started recording. What is now a landmark in Lebanon? And I didn't realize it's a Soul Sidekick Wings. I was going to say Angel Wings, but that's what it is on the fence there. And so,
Exactly.
now, what do you actually do at Soul Sidekick Boutique? What do you have?
Well, it's
It's handcrafted jewelry, and then we have some fair trade things that we bring in. There's about 4 ladies, local ladies. Well, one lives down near Cincinnati, but we meet once a week, or we try to meet once a week and make jewelry. And we have a couple partner artisans that bring in their jewelry. We have purses. So women's accessories, jewelry and women's accessories. And I want to expand that into more of the craft. But we were keeping it small, I guess, because we moved here just as COVID hit. We had opened. And so getting people to know who we are and to move down from Broadway. I'm sorry. You
come visit.
Yeah.
To come visit the shop.
Yeah.
The shop is open Fridays and Saturdays right now, so it's a little bit limited. And the idea of the festival was just to kind of get out there and expand a little bit and make connections with other crafters and artists, and just have an opportunity, for other people to show their wares as well.
Now, there's also online sales for
We do have a website.
Soul Sidekick.
Yes.
And I understand you're at Findlay Market too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
we
we
were
do
just
some-
there this weekend.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons
Yeah.
I lost my voice. But yeah, every weekend we're down there. We have pop-up shops. And we have a pop-up shop there on the weekend. And then I look for other opportunities throughout Ohio.
Now, the Homemade Festival is the same hours as Feast and Folly?
Yes.
It is 10 to 6.
10 to 6, okay.
Right. Yep.
And so we're talking a 4-block area, a beautiful part of town. Carrie, is there anything else we should know about Feast and Folly?
Bring your families. It's going to be fun. I think you're going to see a lot of new vendors this year. And I do love this partnership to be able to explore more of this downtown area and just bring light to this downtown area. I know there's going to be a lot of people in town. We would love to see some new faces. We'd love to see some new vendors come and have them bring their families and just really enjoy the charm of downtown Lebanon, which is why I think all of us invest in Lebanon.
The city of Lebanon, I just want to say, has been so supportive, and it is a great little town for it's so nice to see a town that really supports the art and culture. And I just, it's been very, very rewarding
Yeah.
being here.
Well, I'm a big fan of the town too.
Yeah.
We've heard that.
Well, thank you, all, the three of you, for being with us. I wish you the best of luck with Feast and Folly and the homemade festival. It's all like one big festival, 4 blocks, turning the corner at Cherry and Mulberry and going for another 2 blocks. It should be a lot of fun. And I'm sure you're going to find some fantastic crafts, foods, and entertainment. Well, thanks again. And we'll see you folks next time. Meanwhile, I'll see you around town.